What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This week we're taking on Ohio University, another MAC opponent, and as you can see, they are 117th in the nation, which at this point in 2003, like when the game came out, there's only 117 FBS teams, so they're dead last in the nation. They're 0-4 with a number 4 team in the nation, so we obviously feel like this game should be a pretty lopsided victory. And we're going to elect to take the ball first. So obviously going into this game, we're ranked number 4, but we just got to keep winning these games as they're going to kick to O'Donnell. Because it's games like these where not only, obviously, we got to go undefeated if we want to play for the national title this year. Oh, go O'Donnell. He gets a bunch of blocks. He throws a juke, and he's going. He could go. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, let's go. My first ever kick return for a touchdown. That was like 100 yards. Wow. Just when I was saying we got to start off strong, that's exactly what we do. We take the opening kickoff to the house, and we get a 7-0 lead here as long as this goes in, and it does. Great start for the Orange. But as I was saying, it's games like these, we got to win them big. Was that Stanley, I think, getting in there for a huge tackle for loss to start the game. We can't just beat these teams. We really have to pound them because that's the only way that the BCS voters are going to get us in the national title game. Because our strength of schedule isn't really there compared to the other teams, we have to really put it on teams like this. So we're going to roll to the right, and Barry's going to let it go, and Sully goes up there. The freshman, Sheldon Sullivan, going up in like 4 people, barely just gets it off right here. Hit as he throws, just kind of gets a duck out there. And Sullivan's able to rise up in a group of like 4 defenders and make the catch. So we're getting on the ball here. And this is another one of the games where I am recording the audio after. Sometimes that's just the way it works. I'll record as Barry throws a huge juke there. And he's going, almost gets to the end zone, but he gets tackled just short. But sometimes I'll be recording a game, and for whatever reason, I just can't record the audio while I'm playing. So I'll just record it, cut it, and right here, Stevenson will put us up 14-0. And I'll just record the audio after. I try not to do it too often just because it's not exactly a live reaction, so it could feel a little bit less intense. But the perk to it is that I get to throw little tidbits out there while I'm talking, and I don't have to cut them out. Like a lot of times while I'm playing, I'll talk and mention my thought process, this or that, but it'll be during like a defensive play where nothing really happens or like an incomplete pass, so I usually won't throw it in the editing, so I'm going to try to get better about including some of that stuff. And right here, we're just going to give it to Stevenson, and there's a hole just a mile wide, and he's going to go, he's hustling, and he does get caught from behind, but it's too late. He's able to get in there for a score, and in the first quarter, we go up 21-0 already. So really great way for us to start against, one of our MAC competitors. And right there, they're going to try to run on us, and we're just not going to let them get anywhere. So we have the ball back right before the first quarter ends. There's only 7 seconds left. Barry takes a high snap, and he just launches it out to Gay, who gets good positioning, and he's going, but he does get tripped up before he's able to get to the end zone. So the first quarter is going to end. We're up 21-0, and we're just knocking on the doorstep right here, as you can see. We're going to hike it, try to fool him at the 1-yard line throwing instead of running, and it works. We're able to hit wide receiver 20 for his first touchdown of the season, I believe. So nice to see him get one. So obviously this game's going exactly the way we want it. We're up big, and we're up early. And they're going to drop back. They haven't been throwing much this game, but as you can see there, they're able to get a good deep pass over to one of their guys. And so they're driving. They're on our half of the field, I think, for the first time all game. So we know he's got to step up and just stay strong. And they're going to pitch at the outside, and we just have too many guys there. And Eddie does get hurt. Pretty sure he ends up being out for the rest of the game, but nothing too serious. So they're lined up in the shotgun. I think at this point they kind of realize that running's not really going to get them where they need to be. They're already down by 4 touchdowns, so they got to start moving down the field quicker. And just like that, we're able to put a stop to it. Churchy comes up with a huge sack, and we're able to get the ball back, stop them dead in their tracks. And we're pinned pretty back in our own zone, but we're going to run a direct snap to Stevenson, who gets fantastic blocking from Moran and Gay on the outside. He puts on a big juke move, and he's just taking off. No one's going to get to him. He's going to take it 88 yards to the house, and it's the longest run in NCAA history. Stevenson getting in the record books and putting us up 5 touchdowns to nothing. Great run by him. Great blocking by everyone on the outside. And so OU, I mean, they're still going to try to battle back, obviously, even though they don't really got much doing. And Rosado comes in with another demoralizing sack. So just before half, we have the ball again. We're going to look to put another one in. Barry's buying himself time, moving around. Line's doing good. And he's able to find Moran coming over the middle. I mean, that's what happens when your offensive line gives you a ton of time. You know, you're able to find the guy who you want to throw to. Someone's able to get open. You know, you can't cover a receiver or tight end for that long. Everyone who plays defense knows that. So Barry's going to take it. He's going to loft one over the middle, and Blake's going to catch it for a touchdown as he takes an absolute lick. Barry is able to roll to his right, sling one over the middle, and Blake comes down with it despite taking a huge hit from their defense. And it's the end of the first half, and you just can't script it any better. I mean, 42-0 is an absolute blowout, and I think we both know that the second half's probably going to go the same way. See total yards, 84 to 311. You know, it's really just not even close. It's been a slaughter, and as it should be. There really should be no different outcome to the number 4 team in the country playing the last team in the country. As you can see them fumble the kick return there. And they actually end up getting pretty good yard out of a fumbled kick return by a guy who usually doesn't return them. They get to the 35. But our defense knows we're going to come up big, and they do come up big. We're able to get the ball back. And as you can see, we're in the shotgun. We're still going Falcon fast, doing our normal formation. And Barry's just going to take it upfield for a big gain. I mean, he's shown it time and time again. He gets like 20 yards? Yeah, on that run. I mean, he's just able to do it time and time again, pick him up, put him down with his feet, even though he's not even a speed guy. And as you can see, we're back in the red zone. We're trying to make it, we're trying to increase our lead a little bit more. Not that we need it, but we're going to hand it off to Ruiz, who breaks a big tackle and is able to get 9 yards. And that's just kind of the way the game's been going. We're able to kind of run when we want, pass when we want, but shockingly to everyone, they're actually able to stop us here. And on 4th and 1, one of our goals is to have the best red zone scoring percentage in the country, and we're up so much we don't need to try to go for it, so we're going to let Mitchell take the field goal, and he just squeaks it in. A little close for comfort, but still came away with points that drive. And then our defense, once again, coming up with another 3 and out, so we're going to take and Moran is able to grab it in triple coverage there, so it's good to see things are clicking. Obviously, it's a blowout of a game, so most things should be clicking, but it's one of those things that's just a little boost for morale as we hit wide receiver 20, get us down right on the doorstep of the end zone again, and I believe we're just going to get under center, and we're just going to pound it in. Oh no, it looks like we're going to throw here. Oh, and no, Barry, the pocket's going to collapse. As you guys saw, a guy coming on his blind side. He's able to see him, tuck it, and run for a 1-yard scramble touchdown right there. Mitchell's coming out for the extra point. Going to nail it. He stays perfect on the year. And 52 seconds, 5 plays, 43 yards, another touchdown. And then, like he's been having all game, our defense gets another stop. Offense takes the ball, and Stevenson, who's having a monster game, picks up another first down. As you can see there on the season, well, that's his career stats, but this is his first ever year. He's already got over 600 yards and 10 touchdowns. And look at the way he bounces off the holes. He gets a couple blocks, and he's able to get another huge gain. And yeah, that's over 200 yards just for Stevenson this game. I mean, this OU team, they're last in the country for a reason, and we're able to just kind of take it to them this game. It's not even close. It's 52-0. But that doesn't stop us. We're going to hit him with a play-action pass, roll to the right. Barry's just able to get the ball out before he gets sacked, and Gay goes up, gets a big catch. And as you can see there, I mean, our top 3 guys all have 2 catches. You know, we usually don't rely on just one guy to make a lot of plays, and we like to spread the ball around. So the clock's winding down. We're at 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so no doubt in anyone's mind that this game's over, but we're still going to obviously put it in. We're right on the doorstep, so we're going to hand it to Ruiz, who's going to go and get his touchdown. So another touchdown for us, and that puts us up 59-0, as long as this extra point goes in. So at this point, I mean, the game's won. We're happy with how everything's going, but I've never shut out a team in my almost 5 years of coaching. This is my 5th season as a coach. We've never shut out another team. So it would really be nice to get it, and as you can see, there's no more highlights to show for them. Our defense just kept holding them. Easily the best defensive performance I've ever had. 0 touchdowns. Stevenson, player of the game, 3 touchdowns, 220 yards, and we're just going to run out the clock, and that's it. We stay undefeated. I'm pretty sure our record is now 6-0. They're 0-5. So couldn't have asked this way to go any better. First half of the season's been an absolute delight so far. You know, beat our 4 out-of-conference teams, 3 of which were ranked, and now we're 2-0 to start MAC play. So that's obviously, you know, national title or not, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but we definitely still want to defend our MAC championship, and we want to get back there. As we look at the stats, I mean, 521 yards of offense to their 116, easily the most lopsided game I've ever played. I mean, they barely broke 100 yards, and we got over 500, which we're usually in like the 400s, so a really good game for us. Most of it came on the ground, as you can see, 356 yards on the ground. And then obviously we had 100 yards of kick return, all I think off of O'Donnell's one to the house early. They punted 10 times, we only punted once. Look at the box score, I mean, we really put it on them. 21, 21, 10, 7, and they couldn't put up a score the entire game. And pretty cool we were able to score on that 100-yard kick return for Toby O'Donnell. He's really been making an impact this year. I mean, as you guys know, he's a guy that barely made this team, like just got the last spot on the roster, and he's been able to make a solid impact. Barry, 9 for 18, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, pretty solid game. We just didn't really need him to throw too much. Stevenson caught a lot of the workload, 3 touchdowns, 225 yards. Barry had a bunch of yards and a touchdown too. Ruiz got a touchdown. I mean, Bubba and Morris both averaged some solid yards, 7 and 5 for them each. So, great game on the ground. And who could forget Stevenson's 88-yard run? I mean, that was a crazy run for us. Receiving, just like always, spreading the ball around. Wide receiver 20 got a touchdown. Blake was able to get that great touchdown. Gay being our deep threat per usual. 2 catches for 70 yards. He had a 56-yard catch earlier in the game. So, great job. You know, everyone's making some contributions. The line obviously had an amazing day. 3 pancakes for Hill. Defense, I mean, oh, no, Hyde's out for 2 weeks. That's fine, though. I mean, obviously it's going to be a big loss because he's our guy, but we're able to get 2 sacks. And the defense, like, there's not even much to talk about. They had the greatest game of the season. So good on us, 59-0, beat Ohio. We have Central Michigan next week, continuing our, obviously, MAC play. That's all we have left. So taking a look, I mean, Notre Dame, the number 1 team in the country, losing to Stanford, which is crazy. So we'll probably move up from 4. Miami's able to beat Cincinnati. We'll send through some of these other games. I saw Florida won, so we're not going to move up past them. But, I mean, that's great for us. You know, anytime you're the number 4 team, you need the teams above you to start losing. Mitch-A-Palooza was able to beat Eastern Michigan, so they're off to a 4-1 start, which obviously any school that I used to be the head coach of, I'm going to have a lot of love for, a big soft spot, and I'm going to wish them nothing but the best. Marshall's moving up to 4-0. They're ranked. Miami just holding off Boston College. Saw Western Michigan put it on UCF pretty well. Florida, they're still undefeated. That's a team we really need to lose. I don't want to play them in the national title. I don't think we'd be able to beat them. So yeah, I mean, next week you'll see us take on Central Michigan. So I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.